Keep it up.
Send me one.
Good evening and welcome. It is Kebab on the mic, and joining me this evening is Pluto Feeney, once he gets back into the game, that is. And we are here for the round, I've forgotten which, I think it's around 7 or 8. And we are in here for SLR's Tier 2. We're here for the championship, getting underway already, very tight so far. And we've got Tenari leading the championship as things stand. Looking forward to a very exciting race at Hungarian. It is a very difficult track to overtake at. A great track for racing. It's known as the open circuit, the non-street Monaco circuit. It is very technical, very difficult track to get right. Lots of very tricky corners and lots of places to absolutely bin it as well, particularly turn 4, which can be an absolute nightmare. We have just the one DRS zone here at this track down into turn 1, which is the only place really that you can overtake safely at as well. But some people have managed to get overtakes done down into turn 2, and sometimes if you're brave enough you can go around turn 4 as well, but it's very, very risky to do so there. We've also got turn 12 in the second sector as well. You can sometimes maybe sneak up the inside if you get a very good run through the S's beforehand. But let's have a quick look at the championship. Tenari leading the championship with 134 points over AR Gamer with 87, proving that consistency is king in any championship. And a short championship, 14 tracks in this championship, means that it's going to be difficult to catch him. We've got Lamar behind on 86 points, and Smello coming up strong in the Haas as well on 64, beating Samim out on 58 points. Yeah, interestingly, we have Williams winning the championship in Constructors at the moment as well. Haas close behind, and Aston Martin. It's all looking very similar to the drivers' standings on that front. But things are panning out quite nicely and starting to settle down in terms of championship. And we're starting to see who the main players are going to be. Looks like Tenari at the moment is looking very unbeatable. He's going to have to maybe lose out big time in some of these races, get some DNFs for anybody to catch him. Interesting to see how that plays out. Yeah, we shall move on then with qualifying and get on track and see what is going on, because this is a very difficult track to get qualifying on the go if my computer behaves at all.
Yeah, it is really a difficult track, as you say, Kebab. And I mean, just by looking at it, right? Right now I saw Haskos, not blocked, I'd say, but there was a AlphaTauri in front of him, and I mean, it's difficult to like overtake the people that are on a lap in this track, I'd say, personally. Yeah, considering it's like a short but not very wide one in many corners.
Certainly not. You can definitely only one at a time, single file through many corners here. We saw Haskos there getting out of the way. We have big news from the comments, the live chat as well, from Danny Coast telling us it's going to be a wet race. I imagine full wet race as well, which is going to make things very interesting. Haskos is going to be very pleased with that, with the assist that he runs. Smelto manages to get pole position there with a 15.8. Imagine we'll see low 15s, possibly some 14s here, if qualifying remains dry. But we have got some quick boys here. We've got Tipsy Bob in the Ferrari here this evening as well. Joining is you're Dutch, are you not, Pluto?
No, I'm Danish.
Danish. Apologies.
Yeah.
Didn't mean
no worries.
So. But yeah,
I mean, I just saw Joel spin like on his lap. It's pretty unfortunate. Seemed like a fast one. And well, I mean, look at the times. They're actually pretty close. If you look at the midfield, like from 4th to 8th, or not 8th, 7th so far. It's 1/10, 2/10 between them as well.
Yeah, we're going to see lots of times come flying and think fast. Short tracks like these, you tend to find the timings are much more close, squashed together than longer tracks such as Spa or Singapore. Less corners to muck it up. But yeah, looking forward to what's going to be an exciting race, because wet race here is going to make it even more difficult. No DRS in a wet race, and those drivers here who are going to be using assists are going to have a big advantage over the non-assist users. Non-assist users being Eagle Ghost, who's just managed to put his car up to P9, following on board with Kyriakidis as he comes down now into turn 6 and 7. A tight chicane there before you get to the S's. And this sector here, the S's is very difficult to get right. You've got to sacrifice one corner for the other. He gets a big snap there, does Kyriakidis, and manages to catch it and keep going, but it's going to cost him a lot of time there. As he loses it again, tyres overheated a little bit, and he ended up in the barrier. It looks like he's got a bit of lag and jumping about there going on as well, as he's stuck in the wall now. By the looks of things, he's waiting for a car to come past. Doesn't want to muck up their qualifying as he has his, but I'm surprised he's still got a front wing after that crash. Very robust, that Red Bull, much more robust than the one in real life from this year's game as well. As I remember, oh, he's off again. Is this just a lag? I wonder. I don't know. But Kirikita's all over the place at the moment. If he comes into the pits, will definitely have damage after hitting that wall at such speed. But Tipsy Bob also in the pits. We've got many people in the pits at the moment. Girla on track at the moment. See what he can do. Got a purple sector 2. Which is not the same as a purple sector in real F1. It just means that he's been faster than the guy around him, I believe, the guy in front of him. But nobody's set a time in front of him, so that'll be why he's purple. Coming now into the final corner, very tricky corner to get right, this one. It's important to get a very good exit, take a late apex and get on the throttle as early as you can. But to get to go on it too early, Girla gets himself P6, not a bad lap at all, 116.9. If you get on the throttle too early there, it's very easy to spin out of that final corner. But as we've mentioned before already, very technical track this. Have you done much racing here yourself, Pluto?
Well, I've done a few races here, but like not really that many. The times that I have raced here, I've gone P10, P11, and then I've spun into a wall, and then my race is over. That's like the last 3 times, I think. So I don't really have fond memories of this track, if I'm going to be completely honest with you.
No, me neither.
What about yourself, Kebab?
Well, my most prominent memory of this track is my very first foray into sim racing. I was here, I think, 3rd race in for SLR, and
yeah.
I was under the safety car. I was lapped, and the safety car came out, and I believe that I was ghosted, and I was thought, oh, well, if I can overtake all of the cars in front of me under the safety car, I just assumed that you could overtake the cars under the safety car, because that's what you can do. You can lap yourself under the safety car, and then I thought, well, if I've ghosted through all of the cars in front of me, surely I'm going to go through the safety car as well, and drove straight into the back of it.
Oh.
So, and then crashed and died. It did not end well for me. So yeah, I managed to somehow hit the safety car and under the safety car and crash out. My first ever race here in Hungarian. But I have had some decent races here in the past. More so in iRacing, I believe, because it's just it's easier to go side by side in iRacing and other sim races here, and it's a terrific track to drive in iRacing. Here, not so much. The traction levels are low here, I suppose, in F1, and the curbs can be a bit hit and miss as well. There's a couple of auto spin curbs, and I've always disliked the idea of an auto spin curb. But
me too.
There are definitely a couple here. As we see the 2 Aston Martins out on track in formation at the moment. I wonder if they're going to try and help each other out with a tow. Currently getting some traffic in front of them, just waiting for a Alfa Romeo to get going before they both get going, and it looks as though they are going to try and give each other a tow. It's a tow for Samim down the back straight then. So are they going to help each other out, or are they going to battle each other? It looks as though AR Gamer is not getting out of the way. Oh yes, he does. So he goes straight on. And some teamwork here from the Aston Martin fellows, and looking to help each other out. So that's AR Gamer, who's losing out this time. I imagine he's going to turn around slowly and maybe get the benefit of the tow on the next run, I wonder. But I don't know if anybody remembers that from real F1, but the whole Ricardo...
there's one guy in the wall, I think. Haskos, he just spun. Going through the... 4th corner, I think it's called.
I think that's turn 3, essentially, because so he's turn 3 that he's coming through now. So maybe it was turn 2 that he ended up in the wall. But the turn 4 is that really nasty uphill left-hander that's blind.
Oh, this.
It's a real measure of a good driver is that turn 4, because you've got to be very committed. And I remember seeing a couple of years ago. I think it was. I've forgotten his name. I want to say Alfonso, but it's not. It's Alonso. It's Alonso. I forgot Alonso's name. Of all people's names, I forgot Alonso's name. But the defence at Hungary between him and you saw how difficult it is overtaking that race. But he defended like a lion, as he would put it, from Lewis Hamilton to protect his teammate Ocon to go for the win in that fateful day when Bottas went bowling down into turn 1 in the rain. And we're going to have a big amount of rain this evening as Joel managed to get himself up to P4. Decent qualifying so far from him. Got Samim and AR Gamer both getting into the 15s as well. And Samim coming around the final sector now. Oh no, he's just set his lap, I'm afraid. A little bit out.
Matt's lap.
Sorry, yes, you were saying.
Matt's lap, he goes pole with that, and you can just see, like, look at the times from first to fourth, and then fifth to 11th. Like, they're so close, these drivers. Like, they're so competitive. I mean, Tsunari, a bit slower than he usually is with his lap, but Matt just goes. I swear to God, Matt is an alien when he drives. I'm gonna be serious when he makes his quali lap, but he's run out of fuel. It seems.
Yeah, as is Crazy Josh as well as they're coming into the pits. Everybody's coming into the pits as it stands. I think Joel may be on a lap at the moment, following on board with him. It looks like he's gaining ERS, so I don't know if he is on a lap. Only 49%. Maybe he's backed out of it at some stage. He's validated it now, so that is definitely lap over. Samim has retired as well, and I believe he's done so in the pits as well. So I'm wondering what's going on there. Tiring in the pits. I wonder how many people as well are running wet setups as well, because we're going to have a lot of people struggling in the wet at this track without a wet setup, and if it's going to be a full wet race, it's not really the way to go. It's not the strategy to have. McKenna retires. You normally would see that this guy normally starts from the back in tier 2. We've got lots of people in general chat, I'm sure, complaining about McKenna being here, aliens not allowed, etc, etc. We've heard it all before, but there is no rule against aliens being allowed in tier 2. The only rule in tier 2 is that you're allowed to use assists, which in some cases can actually make you faster, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, as you say, aliens are allowed, so if any aliens, like, maybe in space or something that want to come down, drive with us, we'd gladly have a drive with you. You come, take a seat, drive your Fanatec wheels or whatever you use, aliens, and just you can say hello to McKenna. He probably understands that. It's me real here. I mean, this guy, yeah, this guy. I hit him right in the F2 race by accident. I couldn't brake. Well, I could pop brake, but my car just went forward, right? I hit him, and he still gets P4.
Like, yeah, that sounds like McKenna, all right. It's the guy is unbelievably quick. Follow on board with another quick driver at the moment is AR Gamer, who's currently on a hot lap. His teammate retired at the moment. He's not going to be able to improve, but I believe AR Gamer is improving. He gets very close to the track limits there on the exit to turn 11. Very easy to invalidate there. Using all of the track as we see. We'll follow on board with them here down now into turns 13 and 14, the final corner. Very important to get a good exit here. Got to get to the inside. There's a wheel there, just disappeared on the inside there as well. It's a good exit and crosses the line with a 15.7. It takes pole position, does AR Gamer, but 3 minutes 55 left of the session means that's probably his final run. He may not have time to get in and out again. Got a whole minute 20 seconds or so to get back and then get out again. Maybe he'll just about make it for another run. The majority of drivers in the pit as it stands. We've got Papa Dimitriou. It's currently coming around turn 13 and into 14. He's about to start his lap as well. So we'll follow board with him and guide you through a lap of Hungaroring. It's an absolutely fantastic track. Looks like he's got a very bad exit there out the final corner. Looks like he's got his DRS open, so looks like he's not on a lap as it stands. He must be waiting, doing a double lap. So we'll follow on board with somebody else instead. See if we can get those.
Fucci's on a lap.
Who, sorry?
Fucci, V-E-E-R.
Vietcha. Is that? No.
Vietcha? Oh, I didn't know that.
Well, I've been speaking to this guy and the Dutch fan club that he's got in a few times in voice chat. So yeah, there's a few of these guys: Wesley, Vietcha, Silver, all friends in real life, I believe, and competitors on track for sure. Lots of competitive banter going on between the guys. But yeah, following on board. We need somebody who's going to be starting a lap. That's what we need, so we can get the full lap in. We've got Larson, who's currently coming through. Where is that? He's coming through turn 6 and 7. He's in the wrong place. So we'll see if we can find somebody who's going to start a lap. Soon as Vietcha coming across the line now, though, he's going to be setting his time. Let's follow on board with him. His line, and it's he's gained a position there. He's improved by a tenth and a half, and overtaking his compatriot Wesley. in the Ferrari. We've got Tipsy Bob has retired. I believe that's in the pits. He wants to start from the back, stay out of people's way. As
Kebab,
Yep.
I must ask you something.
Yep.
Tsunari, the championship leader, he'll be on a lap in about a little over half a lap. Don't you think that we should maybe let's see if the championship leader can pull something out of the bag, because he's currently 9/10 behind.
Certainly is,
I
yeah.
feel like
Quite a distance behind the leaders at the moment. He's got validation on this lap, but imagine that's just his out lap that he's invalidated, maybe just getting out of his way. So yeah, he'll be the man that we'll follow on board with when he starts his lap. 1 minute 35 remaining of qualifying, and they're starting to get to the business end.
he has full 3 air ahead of him. Like, ooh. This will be a feisty one. I hope he can pull it together.
And this is the thing with Tsunari, it's all about his consistency. Look at this wide line he's going to take in the final corner to get a very good exit. As he powers down now to turn 1, DRS wide open as we follow on board and outside board. As he comes down to turn 1. Very difficult braking zone this, braking just past 100 metre board. But again, a lot of inside curb here, get onto the grey curbs. You see here all around this track, this grey concrete all over the other side of the curb, and it's got a lot of grip on it in a lot of places. Down turn 2. Got to keep it tighter than you think you need to here and use all the track on the exit with a nice run down to turn 4. Turn 4, dangerous corner. This blind. You've got to be committed and fast through here. You've got to take more curb than that as well to get a good time. As you get a good entry into turn 5 and down to turn 6 and 7. A very tight chicane, braking just at the entry of the curb there, and you've got to carry as much speed as you can and get a nice good exit. And using this grey curb on the outside there, and the technical sector of the S's, where you've got to really give up speed in a lot of these corners in order to gain speed through the next corner. You've got to just a tight lift here for this right-hander, and he's got cars strewn all over the track as they're struggling to make it through those corners. 2 cars off track there, yellow flags all over the shop. As it comes down now into turn 13, again a tricky corner. He goes a bit deep there, doesn't get the apex that he wants, and now he's got turn 14 and his last chance to gain or lose time as that car tyre just keeps popping up and disappearing here on the final corner. As now he powers down to the line and he gets P5, a 16 flat, so a 3 or 4 tenths off the pace is Tsunari, but a decent lap nonetheless, and he puts him in a good position here to gain some positions from the start. But with the likelihood of a safety car high on the order here in a full wet race, it might just be all about keeping survival being his main order of the day, and keeping things tight. AR Gamer still in pole position. We've got Matt currently out on track, but it looks as though he's got no ERS left, so I believe he's hit the checkered flag as well. We've got Joel on track at the moment as well, coming round turn 12, I believe 11 it is, and he's gone very wide there. I'm surprised he didn't validate it. Maybe he lifted. I did not see his input, but down through turn 11 and into turn 12 and into turn 13. Is he going to be able to gain any position here? It looks like he's going to be the last man on track to set a time. As AR Gamer sets a time there, 1:16. 15.6, takes pole position by even more, but Joel managed to gain 100 on his previous time, but no position, stays P7. And a man who loves the wet conditions, he's got it all to do in the race if he wants to get that top 5 finish. But that is our qualifying done, and some people there will be slightly disappointed there. Haskos down in P11, enjoys the wet conditions as well, unable to make this hay while the sun is shining, as we say in the UK. But AR Gamer takes pole position by 2 tenths. So a rapid qualifying from him. I wonder if that is down to the fact that he is using a dry setup. I wonder how many people are going to be locked into a dry setup for this race. As we've got a little gaggle of Greek cars there in P11, 12 and 13. And Haskos has been getting good starts all season as well. So I believe he might just jump a few people into turn 1 as well, but we're probably going to see a bit of carnage.
Look at how close P13 and P7 are. It's 3 tenths difference, and between the Greeks is half a tenth. I mean, this is gonna be close. I hope they have the same pace in the race like everyone. I hope it's the same.
A tight one, yeah, for sure. And we're going to get underway pretty immediately as well. I'll take the start as we're going to have the lights going straight away. Look at how wet it is as well. Look at that. Excuse me, Kat, I'm busy. You need to get off. Thank you very much. It's bugging me.
I mean, look at the Mercedes engineers. They're doing the rain dance or
I'm not sure what they're doing. The Red Bull guys they're all in top of each other, inside of each other, one might say. But
that's a bit Among Us, if you know what I mean. as the youth would say.
But yeah, it certainly will. But we're going to be getting underway in 10 seconds, and we're going to have the lights straight away. We've got formation lap on, I believe, says Ocean Chief. That's going to make my job a little easier. Has that bug been fixed now? I've been out of the loop for a couple of weeks, been so busy. But that'll be very interesting if they have fixed that bug. As looks like we've got one light and green, and yeah, we are going to have formation lap. Here we go. So it's going to let people get used to the conditions for sure. And there's, I doubt many people on the grid here have done any practice in the wet. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting race for sure. There's almost certainly going to be a safety car. We are in full wet conditions, and looking at the state of the track, it's going to stay that way for a while. The rain is coming down very heavily, and it's going to make things extremely interesting. Are going to really struggle in these conditions. Those with the traction control turned all the way up are going to have some advantages here for sure. It's going to be a little easier for them to get the power down out of these corners and keep things going as
What happened with
gets
Kiriakis?
disqualified. Some contact there maybe, I wonder, with another driver. And
Well,
yeah, sorry.
shouldn't, if you could do contact with another driver, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, both are disqualified. or
Not
what?
always. Sometimes the game can be
Merciful.
inconsistent. Yeah, but I think Kiriakis has had issues and problems. He's in a village in Greece somewhere in the middle of nowhere, so his internet's not best. He's only got 2 meg and he's had some issues with warping back and forwards in the past. So I'm wondering whether that's got something to do with it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
we'll see. But he's on the grid at the moment, all on his own. It's a long run down to turn 1 as well, so you want to get a good start here for sure. And turn 1 and turn 2 are great overtaking spots as well. Obviously, with the rain, it becomes very, very difficult to overtake, and even more difficult to overtake at a track like this. It'll be not long before we get underway, as we see a very good shot here of all the drivers coming through turns 13 and 14. But yeah, it's a very, very tricky track, this one, I have to say. It's one of my favourites. Very technical, lots of very difficult corners to get right, lots of off-camber corners as well that don't look that off-camber, as we've got somebody there is very off-track as they get disqualified. That's just because most likely that was Papa Dimitriou, most likely he gets disqualified because he did not get the right grid position, but I am not getting a very good camera angle at all, so we shall follow on board with P2 for the start, as we've got 1 light, 2 lights, 3, 4, 5, and away we go for the Hungarian Grand Prix. It looks like AR Gamer is a good start, but Matt is already looking alongside. AR Gamer is going to be unable to get alongside, cut him off for turn 1, as they both get a very good start compared to the guy behind. And Matt down the inside now into turn 1. AR Gamer is trying to hang around the outside and stay with him, but is unable to do so. But down into turn 2, he's going to have the inside now, and we've now got the Williams of Tenari, who's got a fantastic start, already gained 2 positions, going around the outside of AR Gamer now into turn 4. He's not going to be able to make it stick around the outside there, but he manages to stave off Smelto in the Haas. And Matt, going into turn 4 in the lead, has managed to get the jump on AR Gamer and take the lead of this race. Down into turn 4 is going to be single file, very difficult to go too wide through here, and we'll see as we follow through the cars in the background. It looks as though everybody's got a very good start. Haskos gains a position, Basco gains a couple of positions, Joel loses 2, and Larson's the big loser so far, losing 6 positions at the start. And it looks like we've got a big yellow flag there in turn 2, turns 4 and 5, sorry. But it looks like as though everybody is still running. Silver and Vici have managed to end up at the back of the grid in their Alphas as well. But Matt suddenly already 7/10 ahead of the grid and making a headway early on. It looks like Tenari looking at the inside already, and AR Gamer unable to get the move done, just showing him that he's still there with a yellow flag. I don't know why we've got a yellow flag there, but we had a yellow flag at the start finish straight there, but nobody was even there. I don't know what EA is playing out there with that particular bug, but a second gap now already to AR Gamer, and Matt is flying away with this one already. But a clean start. We've got a bit of a train going on all the way down to P11, 13, 12, 13. As McKenda has managed to gain 8 positions at the start. He is sized through the field already. We expect that kind of performance from a guy who dominates Tier 1 though. And so far he is looking very spicy at the moment. But AR Gamer looking to defend hard from Tenari at the moment. Tenari with a great start, gets himself up into P3, gains 2 positions, and keeps his championship very lively as it stands.
Yeah.
Clean start
Yeah.
though for the majority of the grid.
Yeah, I mean, the only real big loser here are the Alphas and Larson. It was pretty unfortunate for them all, if I'm gonna be completely honest. I mean, Larson almost spun through the fast S section, sector 2, and he had to give up 2 more positions to Makender and Wesley. And as said, Makender overpasses Haskos. I mean, this guy is just cutting through the field, no regard. And as we see EA doing EA business, showing EA yellow flags constantly.
The yellow flag there for Pavan Dmitriou, who has pit. So imagine he had a bit of damage there as well. Kyriakides also ended up losing quite a few positions as well. I imagine maybe due to some contact or a spin, half spin or something. But majority of the case it is very clean so far. We've got side-by-side racing here between Samim and Crazy Joss as well. A bit of wheel bumming there into turn 13. Samim unwilling to give up the inside, but giving space on the exit. And Crazy Joss looks like he's going to get this position. And Samim tucks in behind. And looks like he's not going to fight it into turn 1 either. But Crazy Joss defends the inside, and Samim goes for it. Goes even further inside. Crazy Joss, unwilling to give him the space, squeezes him, but has to give it up in the end. And then a bit of a snap there from Crazy Joss. And Basco looking at the inside of him now into turn 2, but gives him the benefit of the doubt for his teammate and just says, okay, we'll not do anything too crazy. It's early doors just yet. And people want to think about their survival more than they want to think about sending it too hard at this stage. Long race to go. There's going to be a few safety cars. And we need an update on the weather and whether or not that's going to change, or we're going to have a full wet race for the entirety. As Ocean Chief says, Pad OP, what a move from Samim. Certainly was brave, that's for sure. Crazy Joss didn't give it up lightly as Naiku, or Naisu, I can't pronounce that name at all, is getting involved with some battling there. And Makenda takes advantage of that as well and sneaks through past Joel at the same time. We missed that. Yeah, great battling from Makenda.
May I just add that I just saw maybe some team orders from the Alfa Romeo team. Basco giving up the position, Crazy Joss, sorry, giving the position to Basco through the turn before turn 4, I believe it happened. Maybe Crazy Joss and Basco believe that Basco is faster. You know, like the Ferrari moment with Fernando. Massa, Fernando is faster than you, and Gurla! Oof, they're fighting.
Stop inventing, that's what I say. But yeah, we've got a battle here going on between Gurla and Naisu. I'm going to pronounce it Naisu for now until we get confirmation that it's different. But it looks like the Red Bull looking at the inside isn't going to get it done at the moment. We've got Makenda behind them as well, and they're going to be thinking about him as well. They'll know he's fast, and he can definitely size through a field as he gained 10 positions already. 4 laps in, and this guy is cutting through the field. He looks at the inside already. Look at that. He's going for it down the inside on the Red Bull, and he's going to have the inside for turn 4, which is very, very important. He takes it around the outside of turn 3 though, and gets the position done. It looks like Naisu backed out of that big time. Didn't want to take any risks going into turn 4, and Makenda snaps up another position. Kiria is still driving, Leslie, as he asks. Yes, he is. I don't think his issues are bad enough to warrant removing him from the league, but they are certainly causing problems for other drivers. Lots of people have mentioned it. We've got Eagle Ghost and Larson swapping positions there as well. I don't believe I saw exactly what was going on there. They get some terrible camera angles from EA. But Tenari, AR Gamer and Matt are starting to create a gap to Smelto. 1.4 seconds now, the gap there, and Samim is unable to keep up with them all together. 1.9 second gap between him and Smelto, as Samim did well to get past Basco and Crazy Joss, but still a long way to go in this race, and I'll be very surprised if we don't see a safety car at some stage. Somebody's bound to lose it. Haskos did not get his customary good start at all either, and he's still wallowing now in GP12 at the moment, and not taking advantage of what is considered some of his favourite conditions. The man uses traction control and ABS, so that gives him a slight advantage. He's using very little ERS as well. He's using some now to try and catch up to the back of Joel, but to see a lot of drivers holding on to a lot of their ERS as well. It does look as though we're starting to see a line appear on the track as well, a dry-ish line. But the rain is still coming down quite heavily. I don't think we're going to be ready for intermediates for quite some time yet. Tenari now all over the back of AR Gamer. Still an AR Gamer struggling to keep up with Matt. Matt is just proving absolutely rapid today.
I mean, he was rapid from the qualifying, and our gamer, even though he showed like a good performance in qualifying, it does seem that his pace hasn't been as consistent as it has in qualifying. I mean, if you looked at Abu Dhabi as well, last time we were out, very big accident for him. He spun and hit the wall, and it was very unfortunate for him as he was in the lead that race. And Samim, after that unfortunate business happened to them. I don't know if you saw the race, but it was a very exciting race too, I must say.
I'm afraid I've missed quite a bit of SLR's racing in recent weeks. Such as life, had a lot going on in the background, but Tenari looking all over the back of... look at how tentative Tenari is as well. He doesn't use any assists, this man. And you can see that in his use of his throttle there through turn 14. So he gets the fastest lap there in the Aston Martin behind, and he's already looking to catch up. He's caught up 4/5 tenths on Smelto that last lap, but Tenari is able to get past AR Gamer. But looking like he's got a very good run, and he goes to the inside now, but doesn't send it as hard as maybe he should have. He's just biding his time at the moment, but he's very, very close to the back of AR Gamer and seems to have the pace over him at the moment. And we'll not want to be staying too long. We've got a car off track. It is Eagle Ghost by the looks of things. Out of turn 1, has had a bit of a moment. He looks as though his car is intact. He's got his front wing, and he's lost several positions there. Vietja, the last one to get past. Nope, there's a the Red Bull of Kyriakidis gets past as well, and he's now struggling to keep Silva behind also. But some drama, some excitement as people are flying all over the shop in these wet conditions, and we're starting to see gaps form throughout the grid as well.
Yeah, I mean, the gaps are already starting to form, right? But there's still no gap. Well, maybe there's beginning to form a gap now, considering McKenna is all over Crazy Joss, and they're driving faster. But this midfield fight has been very thrilling. To be honest. With McKenna, the wrench in the mix, or however you say it. What's the wordplay again? I don't remember.
The fox among the chickens, maybe. Is that what you?
Yeah, something like that, you know.
He's definitely using all of his slyness and cunningness to get through the grid at the moment and making easy work of it by the looks of things. But we expect this from a driver of his talent. He's going to go for the dive down the inside now into turn 1, and he's going to make short and easy work of Crazy Joss there. Crazy Joss looking for the switch back, gets it back alongside, but McKenna will be happy with that. He's going to have the inside now for turn 2. Lots of respectful space being given here, but McKenna gets inside and makes the move stick with that chrome livery for the McLaren.
There's fighting in the front between Tenari and our gamer.
It certainly is, and this is letting Smelto come right back into it as well, and it's also meant that Matt is disappearing without trace. He's now got a 3 second gap ahead of these guys, and Tenari isn't able to get that move done on AR Gamer so far, but things are spicing up for the podium for sure. Good spot.
Yeah, you're totally right about this spicing up for the podium. I mean, look at these 4 guys. They're just in each other's gearboxes, it seems. I mean, even Samim has catched up. Our gamer has done a great job defending from Tenari. I mean, Tenari goes a bit wide there, it seems. And Schmelzo takes a look up down the inside, but he doesn't really go on it as well.
Well, that's it. It's very, very difficult to overtake here at the Hungaroring. Really, your best opportunity, safest opportunity is down into turn 1, and getting that run is very, very difficult in these conditions with no DRS. And Basco has now been overtaken by McKenna as well. So McKenna, 14 positions gained in 8 laps, is cutting through this field like a warm knife through butter. Is absolutely... He's making it look easy. He certainly is. Tipsy Bob,
yep.
A similar kind of level. Well, I wouldn't say. Well, he wouldn't say similar level driver as McKenna for sure. But they both don't use assists. You can see how much of a hard time he's having. He started at 1 position in front of McKenna and is currently 9 positions behind him, down in P14. He's gained 5 positions and is doing well, but not being able to get through. As things stand, but in these kind of conditions, it's very heavy rain. It's very difficult to control the cars, and people are slipping and sliding about like a drunk dad on roller skates at a disco. So it's going to be a tricky one to get right, and I can't believe so far we've got somebody in the pits now. It is Evil Ghost who's in the pits, coming out now. I imagine that's for a wing change. I don't believe anybody is on any different tyres other than the full wets. Everybody on the full wets as well. And in the rain conditions as well, worth noting that nobody has to pit if they don't want to. If you can take the tyres to the end, if they'll last that long, you can get to the end without changing your tyres at all. A number of drivers might be looking at those kind of strategies before the end of this race. But I believe the tyre degradation here at Hungarian is quite high in the dry, so I imagine it's going to be similar in the wet, as Tenari is looking all over once more the back of AR Gamer. He looks at the inside, doesn't have the opportunity to dive, doesn't have the opportunity to get alongside just yet. AR Gamer struggling to hold on to this P2, and Tenari wants as many positions as he can get as Haskos gets past Joel. Joel is in the pits though, and it looks like he's going for the intermediates. He is the first one to make that jump as well. Looks like the rain is starting to get a little bit lighter. It's a wet to dry race, still raining at the moment, says Ocean Chief in the chat. Please don't forget, fellas, everybody needs to hit that little thumbs up button and subscribe if you want to see more content. Wesley gets past Joel as he comes out of the pits now as well. I do not believe the majority of the drivers here will be looking to go to the end on one set of tyres. I don't think they will make it to the end. I have done no running in F1 recently though, as I have had my arguments with this game. It might dry up, says Leslie in capital letters. My favourite groupie in the chat, giving us a lot of excitement in the chat there as well. But excitement so far as it stands for this podium position. We've got Tenari all over the back of AR Gamer. We've got Smelto waiting to pick up the scraps. Sabine behind as well, looking at this and licking his lips. And McKenda 5 seconds behind, will be looking, hoping these guys battle more so that he can catch up. But our first penalty for Naisu as well, and Gerla down in P9, also all over the back of Crazy Josh and Basco.
Nari pits.
Nari pits early as well, so he's going for the intermediates, I imagine. And we've got a yellow flag there, and it is a McKenda, is it? It's McKenda that's off track.
It's
McKenda. And he's trying to struggle to get into the pits, and maybe that's a bad rejoin. We don't know. He goes around again and causes absolute mayhem in the pits as well. That looked like a front wing flying there as well, and I don't know what happened there, whether he reset the track or what, but he jumped back on track in a very awkward way. And that is not gone well for McKenda. Mac knows, as Justin, it will dry up, says everybody. So I wonder how many people are going to come into the intermediates and how many people are going to wait for the rain to stop and go straight to the dries. I do not recommend that. The intermediates are definitely faster than the wets. There's an unsafe release there from Mr. Haskos in front of McKenda, but I believe that's just the way the game works at the moment, as Haskos gets a bit of a wobble there as he comes out on and gets onto the power. He's now got McKenda behind on the intermediates. Lots of people are going in for the intermediates as well, and we'll see maybe things shake themselves up a bit, as we'll have to keep an eye on the times of these guys, please, for me, in the race director, and see if we have these intermediates are going to be faster than the full wet. I believe there will be, as we've got Wesley all over the back of Gerla, but Wesley on the wets and Gerla on cold tyres at the moment. He'll take a while to get those intermediates up to speed. He's going to struggle to keep Wesley behind on those warmed up tyres behind him though. So let's see how
Joel, I'm going to say Joel's first sector on his intermediates are about half a second slower than Matt's sector, latest sector. Maybe maybe like 1 second, I'd say.
Maybe it's a lap or two too early for those intermediates as it stands. But they've pulled the trigger, and Crazy Josh and Smelto are now also pulling the trigger as well and go into the pits for the intermediates. The rain is definitely lightening up, as we've got a bit of contact there between Wesley and Gerla. Wesley hitting the back of Gerla, and it looks as though the wets are definitely quicker as it stands. We've got Silver going into the pits there as well, as look at Wesley all over the back of Gerla on those intermediates. Gerla unable to get the temp into those tyres by the looks of things, but Wesley unable to make the move stick either, just not quick enough as it stands. He's going to dive down the inside though. He is going to dive down the inside. Gerla gives the space, goes for the switchback, and looks like he's going to make that move stick as well. The switchback, lovely from Gerla there. Wesley going a little bit wide out, braked himself, went a bit too deep, and does not make it stick. So the wets and the intermediates, looks like we're on a crossover now, as the Red Bull is now sniffing all over the back of Wesley, looking for a position here as well. And we do not want to make too many inroads into turn 4 there. It's very difficult to get the move done in turn 4, especially in conditions like these. as Naisu is struggling to get past Wesley. Wesley struggling to keep it on the track at the moment. We start to see lots of people coming into the pits, but Tonari, maybe with this early pit, has undercut the field in front of him and is now looking at maybe getting past some of these guys. We've got Samim AR Gamer coming in, Matt and AR Gamer coming into the pits. Samim will not come into the pits. He'll stay out because he'll double stack if he did. And does not want to lose time there. He gets the fastest lap and he's on the wets as well. Tonari then coming around the final corner. Is he going to make the jump? Doesn't look like he will. Like, the guys are moving already. Matt and AR Gamer are moving already. Tonari comes around the final corner and looks as though Matt for sure is going to get out in front. Is Tonari going to get past AR Gamer? It doesn't look as though he is. AR Gamer's out on track already and is in front of Tonari, and it looks like they've made the right decision. He's 1.2 2.5 seconds, 1.4 seconds. Oh, if I can read the right number ahead now. It looks like the undercut did not work out for Tonari, and Samim could now, if he's now done the fastest lap, if he gets another fastest lap in now, he could maybe jump Tonari or Smelto. But yeah, Tonari didn't work out for him pitting early, but he's going to have one extra lap worth of tyre wear there as well. But maybe if the track dries up, we'll see more drama in that sense in terms of strategy and who's going to pit early. We'll see back ends sitting all over the place between that chicane and turn 6 and 7. Undercut does not work, and that's the order of the day. Tipsy Bob stays out, and Larson stays out. Samim stays out. They're the longest runners so far on those wet tyres. Maybe that's going to work out for them. Tipsy Bob with a penalty, though, could cause major problems for him down the line with that 3-second penalty. Unable to serve that one in the pits, unlike the 5-second penalties you can get. But looks like crossover as it stands. Samim thinks he's...
He crossed over last lap, I believe.
Leslie thinks Samim's going to lose out quite a bit with this strategy of his. 16 seconds ahead. I believe it's about a 17 to 18 second pit stop here. So maybe just about catch and get out ahead of the guys, but he's going another lap and he's losing time to Matt for sure. Like, Matt just dropped under 15 seconds there for a moment, so I don't believe that's the right idea from Samim. Tipsy Bob in the pits now, changing his tyres. Larson up to P6 now is one of the last man. Him and Samim last men on track, going for the long route with the wets. I wonder whether or not these guys are hoping that it dries up, because I'm looking at the moment and the rain is very light as it stands. Going forward, you can just about see the drops falling, but not dry enough yet at all for slicks for sure. We can still see big puddles on the track and a glossy line. Not even if it is drying up, there is a glossy shine on the track on the racing line as well. Tonari though, on the intermediates, I wonder whether or not it's going to change in terms of pace now, because the wets are a lot more difficult to get right than the intermediates. A lot more difficult to get warmed up. As he's saying in chat, Tipsy, please be kind to my car.
I think we're going to see maybe a first lapped car in Papa Dimitriou, maybe. He's very close to the leaders. He's just pit for, I think, intermediates again.
And comes into the pits now as well, and let's see where he's going to come out. He's going to lose out to Tonari, and Smelto coming down the pit straight now as well. He does get past, I believe he was not past Smelto before the pit exchange, so he has gained a position there, Hassamim, and gets himself up into P4 with that strategy. Lovely stuff, essentially. I give his crew chief a clap on the back. He's made the right call and gained himself a position in the pit stops by going long. Good work.
Yes. And Makender overtakes Gurla, flying away on the exit as well. I mean, I don't know how this man does it. He went wide in the first corner and Gurla did the switchback and he still just flew past somehow, you know? I mean...
how smooth he gets down on the power is part of it, and getting that wide line, sometimes taking that wide line in that apex lets you get on the power early. But look at him all over the back of Basco once again after that issue going into the pits there. Gets a purple sector, does Makenda, and he's looking to make short work again of these Alfa Romeos in front of him. Bit of a gap appearing between Basco and Crazy Joss as well, after Crazy Joss gave up the position for Basco earlier on in the race. He's now back ahead and 2.5 seconds in front now, and now has McKenna to deal with once more. But Tenari and Samim now all over the back of AR Gamer. And Tenari, in between these two Aston Martins, has a lot to think about, because he's maybe going to get backed up by AR Gamer into the other Aston Martin. And these guys should be working together in order to get the best out of best points for their team, and hurt Tenari as much as possible, because Tenari currently with a 50-point lead almost in the championship, and not many races to go. They need to do all they can as Nicey pits latest, last man on the wets to pit, and looks like he's going to lose. Sorry, it was Larson. My apologies. Who's the last man on the wets to pit to the Inters. Be interesting to see when the rain stops, and if it does stop. No safety cars as of yet. Looks like Leslie is going to get out around about Kyriakidis. Kyriakidis coming down, bombing down the main straight now into turn 1. But
you also have to think of the Constructors' Championship in between the top 5. Williams on top, I believe, by 5 points, right?
I think so, yeah. It's just the one man making all the points for Williams, though, and Tenari. Kurla is taking up his seat late on in the season and is collecting points here and there. Has managed to get a couple of strong finishes. It is currently in P9, gaining a couple of extra points here and there, but Smelto and Matt have been on a charge in recent weeks by the looks of things, and doing very well for Haas to overtake Aston Martin. But Aston Martin are definitely still within a shout, with a shout, to collect good points here as well. So currently got behind P2 and P4. We're gaining not quite as many points as Matt in P1 and Smelto in P5. It looks like they're going to be the big winners in terms of constructors. But
yeah, I mean, I haven't seen something like this before. A one-man army holding the team and the drivers. No disrespect to Haskos or Gurla, as you said.
It sounds like a lot of disrespect to Lewis Hamilton, though, because he pretty much carried Mercedes the entire time that Bottas was there. You know.
Didn't Bottas gained them points? You know, I mean, sometimes. All disrespect to Lewis Hamilton. I want the smoke. I'm kidding.
I mean, nobody would say that. Everybody would agree that Bottas wasn't quite on Lewis's level, and
of course,
it was usually a case of Lewis gaining the majority of the points. But that is part and parcel of F1 these days. Sometimes you need that teammate there in order to protect you from other teams. It's great to have a teammate that's there solely for one man to win the championship like that. And currently Max has it in Perez as well, so looks like Red Bull looked at that and that method and saw value in it and took that on for themselves. And now George Russell looks as though he's really pushing Lewis all of the way. There's a lot to be said for the other option as well, which is the Nico Rosberg Lewis Hamilton situation. But once more on track is Mikenda, looking to make another overtake. He's made short work of the gap between him and Crazy Joss. It is all over the back of him, coming through the final corner, and we'll be looking to get another very good exit here and get it alongside before turn 1. It goes to the inside. Crazy Joss not even fighting it. Look at this. He just knows. He just knows it's not worth fighting this man. It's going to cost you too much time. He's going to get you anyway. Mikenda proving his mettle here in tier 2 and making some clean overtakes, you've got to say, making them stick very nicely. I suppose a lot of people here in this tier know of Mikenda, know of his alien-esque traits, and aren't looking to cause too many problems for themselves by fighting the man. But
I didn't.
Yeah, you certainly got a lot of time to make up now to the next man, though. To catch this top 5 is going to be a different kettle of fish. But lap 17 off 35, we're approaching halfway through the race, and say kudos to all of these drivers, and none of them have binned it so far in these conditions. It's going to be some time to go, but yeah, safety car is definitely a possibility here at Hungaroring. We've seen it plenty of times before, and it's only one tiny mistake that you have to make, especially in those S's in Sector 2, and you are gone into a wall. But a lot of time to make up, but he's already made up 3 seconds of that 15-second gap in one lap to these guys ahead. So can Can McKenna close down on the leaders, says the Ocean Chief? I'm pretty sure he can, to be honest. I'm pretty sure he can. Smelto isn't able to keep up with these front guys as well. Samim Tunari still battling hard with AR Gamer, but unable to really get alongside at any stage. AR Gamer is doing a fantastic job of defending this, and I wonder how many of these guys. I mean, AR Gamer is holding on to his ERS very well, as is Matt. Matt, though, 2.5 seconds in ahead at the moment. Doesn't really have any pressure on him as it stands, and will be hopefully looking to save as much ERS as they can for the dry part of this race, if we get there as well. Obviously, no safety cars. Got a yellow flag there. It looks like an Alf. What is that? That looks like a lap car, maybe, is it?
Yeah, it was lap car, Papa Dimitri.
Yeah, Papa Dimitri getting out of the way and not causing problems for these guys. He's going to get out of the way of Smelto now as well. Not a race to remember for him. Once you're lapped in this game, it is pretty much game over. No way to unlap yourself, as I learned here many moons ago as I ploughed into the back of the safety car, trying to do that very thing. Tried that in Australia this year as well. It just did not go well. Resulted in getting a qualifying ban in one race. It was fantastic work from me, I have to say.
I mean, this game is pretty. It's not. I mean, it's not even. This game is ugly.
Nice.
I was gonna say pretty bad.
Side there on Gerla, but doesn't go for it. Excuse me. Sorry to interrupt.
No
Had a bit of
problem.
action going on there. I'm starting to lose my voice a bit, getting a bit tense in the throat, scratching the throat. But nicely looking left and right, all over the back of Gerla now, trying to force him offline and get this position if he can. He's going to be pushing him through the final corner here. He's going to go down into turn 1. Is he going to be able to make the move stick? It doesn't look as though he's going to go for it. He looked at it, but then decided to not to go for the dive bomb. Did not have his Ricciardo boots on today, and will be able to get an even kind of move done for the rest of the lap. But it looks as though Nice has the pace over Gerla, and he's looking for the move any which way he can. But Gerla is on the back of Basco as well, and that slipstream is going to help him defend. But really, these guys need DRS to allow the racing to continue, really. As he stops, says Matt, Super Matt, Super Matt in the chat. He's losing time to AR Gamer as it stands at the moment, though. And I wonder whether or not as AR Gamer starting to push a bit more. As we saw somebody go very wide there. Looks like Samim in the background there, going very wide out of turn 12, I believe it was. And yeah, one mistake at this stage with these guys behind, and is you are going to lose that position. It's very tight between these three. And we've also got a very tight race here between Naisu, Gerla and Basco as well. Naisu looking very racy at the moment, trying to find a way past Gerla, unable to do so. Taking very different lines, getting very close to the back of Gerla. As McKenna sets the fastest lap here, 1:28.2, so it's definitely starting to dry up a little bit, starting to get those kind of times. And Naisu, says Meepo in chat.
Yeah, I mean, it is. I mean, there's not much to expect, overtaking wise. So I'm kind of glad that there's been so many overtakes this race. The Hungarian in the first place is pretty difficult to overtake in, and then you add equal cars, and then Papa Dimitri
is retired. He's retired on track. That is a full course yellow. It is a safety car, and Papa Dimitri has lost it out of turn 4. We've mentioned how dangerous that corner can be. And it looks as though he has just gone sideways. Yeah, he's lost it on the exit and lost his wheel into the barrier on the left-hand side. And that is our safety car, first safety car. And it looks like it's too early to go for slicks. So I wonder how many people will pit, or whether or not they're going to carry on with these intermediates. Go on. Matt is going to be able to be the first to dictate this.
Do it, Matt. Pit. Do it.
Is he going to do it? Is he going to do it? He's slowing down a lot for his Delta, I believe. He looks like he's going to carry on, though, and does not pit. AR Gamer decides to stay out as well, and that's probably going to be the trigger for everybody to stay out. Nobody wants to lose these positions here. Smelto stays out, and McKenna is possibly also going to stay out. Let's see what he does. He's thinking about his Delta is giving him a bit of problem there as he goes very slow on the final corner. Looks as though, yeah, majority of people are staying out as it stands under the safety car, but it will mean that Matt's big gap is going to be nullified.
I hope the back markers, maybe from P11 down, maybe one of them goes for it. Why not? Yeah, they don't really have any track position to lose, to be honest. Well, they have a bit, right? But it's not points worthy track position yet. Maybe Larson will. No.
I mean, the other side of it is that like if the rain stops, which it almost certainly will, if it was going to go to dry, it's going to extend the race now. This safety car, so the dry race is more likely to happen. So I wonder. Nobody wants to pit twice. Everybody wants to just pit the once from the intermediates to the slicks at some stage. So that'll be why the majority of people, absolutely nobody is taking that risk to get the fresh tyres. But honestly, the fresh tyres in the intermediates aren't going to give you that much of an advantage here. So losing positions for fresh tyres at this stage, not the right move. So I imagine everybody's made the right call here. And
I thought maybe someone's going to take the slick risk, perhaps.
So it's still raining at the moment. It's not really a good idea. That you really need to get the slick risk timing perfectly. You need to come out on the slicks as the DRS gets disabled, essentially. And I don't think the rain's going to stop that quick. If there's any crew chiefs in chat, please let us know what Jeff is saying, or Mark, or whatever he's called these days. Yeah, Justin says Mac P1 now. So I don't know. Yeah, he's going to be very tight now to the back of these guys. That big gap between Makenda and Smelto is nullified as well, giving Makenda a very good chance to getting amongst a cat amongst the pigeons, is the other saying that maybe that we were looking for earlier.
Wolf in sheep's clothing.
That's the one. Yeah. Very many. We've got a lot of these little sayings that we can use to describe Makenda in this race. Yeah, he's now got a big advantage gained from this safety car as well. But it's going to be a while before this comes in. See, Eagle goes there in P19, last man. He needs to catch up to the back of the field, or 4 laps need to go by, I believe, before the safety car will come in without him. But I've seen stranger things with EA games and the way their safety cars work. Because yeah, I've literally seen it come out and go back in again in 1 lap without letting anybody catch up. So yeah, but this is good news for a lot of people. Those with penalties are not going to be too happy about it, because a late safety car like this bunches the track up. And yeah, there's mention of Crashgate from Lipo in chat there as well. Papa Dimitri may be giving a hand to his fellow Greeks there, do you think? So far,
hopefully.
Greeks not doing particularly well. Papa Dimitri was out of the race. Kyriakidis and Haskos are still next to each other on track, where they started originally, so not making much headway as it stands. It is the wrong track for Crashgate, really. Well, Singapore, that one, which we did a wet race in Singapore once in the past, and that was a nightmare, I have to say.
What happened? I didn't see it.
It was just very, very difficult, I've got to say, as well. I'll tell you what I did see recently as well is on some random stream on a YouTube short was a wet race in Abu Dhabi, which I believe that's never happened, I'm sure.
I mean,
raining in the middle of a desert.
I mean, weirder things have happened. Let's be honest.
I mean, sometimes it rains frogs and fish. You know what I mean? So yeah, weirder things have definitely happened.
Isn't it in Brazil where it can rain spiders?
I've seen definitely a raining frogs and fish. I've never seen a raining spiders, I'll be honest with you. But yeah, I wouldn't. A couple of people are going into the pit here. I wonder what they're going for here. Late pit into the safety car. You're going to pit under the safety car. It was going to be under the first lap. You're now going to end up at the back of the grid. Unless they're going to go for Kyriakidis is retired. And it's on track that he's retired as well. He looks like he's in the wall. Let's have a look. Where is he? Yeah, there's a wheel on the track. Eagle Ghost trying to hit it. I'm not sure that was a very good idea, Eagle Ghost, because if, you know what, EA can be like. But yeah, it looks like he's now dead further back on the track than we originally thought it was. His wheel was definitely a lot further up the track than it is showing on the bottom right hand side. Is that Larson?
Larson pitted for intermediates again.
Yeah, they both pit for fresh intermediates, which is an interesting choice. I mean, Slicks would have been a bad choice for sure. But why didn't they pit at the beginning of the safety car? They wouldn't have lost so many positions if they'd done so. It's a weird option now. Unless they thought maybe that the rain's not going to stop. Yeah.
I don't know. I hope the rain will stop at some point.
Well, Babala says he has complaints in the chat saying that we have not shown Kyriakidis at all, and now we can't show him because he's in a wall and disappeared. So I'm afraid we cannot rectify that situation, Babulas. So I am very sorry about that. I did mention him early on, but safety car in this lap. Matt's going to start backing up the field early on. It'll be interesting to see where he's going to go. We shall follow on board with AR Gamer, as everybody's going to be struggling to get tyre attempts into their tyres at the stage and get them warmed up, because it's definitely very cold after following the safety car around for a couple of laps. As Matt slowly going around turn 13 and not got a lot of time to create a gap, and he wants to go maybe as late as possible. Really, he hasn't gone just yet by the looks of things, but taking a wide line, and looks like he has gone now and just catches out AR Gamer a little bit. Nari is going to be able to get on the back of AR Gamer as it stands, but unable to get down into turn 1, but a big gap there between him and Samim as well. Back underway we go, racing, and Smelto looking all over the back of Makenda. Did Makenda get past Smelto there? I believe he did, so I'm not sure where or how he did that.
Tenari on the outside of Samim. No, AR Gamer, sorry.
Oh, he's got the inside now for turn 3 as well, but AR Gamer is going to have the inside for turn 4. Is this going to be a case of who's got the bigger balls? It's not. It looks like Tenari got there ahead and gets the position, so eventually does get past AR Gamer. AR Gamer now has his teammate for company as well. Is Naisu and Basco are going side by side in the background as well. Didn't catch
Tenari's
that.
going to get P1.
Tenari going to get P1. He's going to go look. He's already looking very, very racy as Tenari. We're going to follow on board with this. This is fantastic racing. He's looking around the outside into the S's. Oh! Big mistake there from Matt, and Tenari goes straight through. Excuse me.
Exciting racing here from the boys. Tenari maybe goes a little wide, but was Matt sliding again? And AR Gamer and Samim fighting now on the outside. Fighting on the outside of the last corner. We're going to the last corner. As Haskos, Basco, everyone goes past. And
Samim and Makenda side by side through the final corner there as well. And Makenda has to use the escape road there on the exit to turn 14. Samim unwilling to give this up. He's not interested in anything to do about any of Makenda's previous records of alienness, but Makenda doesn't care one jot either, and he goes around the outside there. Maybe Samim gave that up a bit. Doesn't want to lose too much time to Makenda in the end, but it looked very racy and battling hard there. Apologies for the interruption, but I had to get that in there. That looked like exciting stuff. Makenda though, making short work of these Aston Martins.
Well, yeah, I mean, and now the grid is kind of spreading out, I'd say. Not really as close together as I think. I think it's just gonna be... I'm gonna see if Makenda can get P1 or not.
Tipsy Bob has managed to get past Eagle Ghost in the background there as well, and that was an all-orthodox place to go past. I imagine Eagle Ghost maybe went a bit wide into turn 5, I believe it is. That he went past there, but Tipsy Bob in the Ferrari making headway, but unable to maybe make real gains here so far on this race. Viola picks up a 3-second time penalty as well. He's currently in last place. It's not gone his way. He's maybe had to pit at the last moment there. He's on fresh intermediate, and I do believe as well, but no, it is still raining. It is still raining. I thought maybe the rain had stopped for a moment, but looks as though maybe he's getting a little bit heavier. Sorry, gets the fastest lap in. There's already a second and a half up the road from Matt. Matt struggling now in these conditions. He was cruising at one stage in this race, but maybe AR Gamer was doing him a favour by keeping Tenari at bay. And once Tenari was released by AR Gamer, he is taking off and creating a large gap already.
Yeah, you're totally right there. And I mean, looking at the timings currently, right? It does really seem that if it doesn't dry up, it will be an interesting race for Makenda, the wolf among sheep, the fox, the chicken's den, the alien among humans. And well, yeah, I have this feeling that it's gonna be an intense fight between Makenda and Tenari. If Makenda can get past AR Gamer, it feels. That's kind of. Don't you think that AR Gamer maybe has been running like a lower downforce setup. It just seems faster on the straights and slower in the corners.
It's a possibility that he did get pole, of course, at the beginning of the race, and has been struggling in the wet conditions to keep up with Matt. So maybe it's a dry setup that he's gone for to gain in qualifying and win in the race. But it looks as though it is starting to dry up. I am not seeing a lot of rain on my screen as it stands. It looks like the rain has stopped, ladies and gentlemen.
It doesn't rain on my screen anymore.
Yeah, looks like the rain has stopped. So this could be a big factor here as McKenna going down the inside on AR Gamer as well. Gets past both Aston Martins in short order and is already looking very tasty as well. Now, how long is it going to take for this track to dry out? We have still got a lot of water on track, and it is very shiny at the moment, and stopped raining now, but Gurla gets the fastest lap there with his fresh intermediates as well. Who's going to be the first to go for that risky play to get the slicks on as well? We have got just under 7 laps remaining. Is that enough time to get into the pits, out the pits, on the slicks, and create a big gap? Now those slicks will be a lot faster. Oh, Samim and AR Gamer, looks like they're going side by side at the moment. Samim looking for the switch back here before the S's, are able to get it done. But these guys are racing it hammer and tongs. There's no team orders here between the Aston Martin boys. And we're going to see a Nico Rosberg, Lewis Hamilton situation. Samim going to the inside and not able to get far enough alongside to warrant space. But looks like he's going to back out of it for now. Down into turn 13 he goes. And into 14, is he going to have the better setup here? I wonder if Samim's got the wet setup. Who's got the better setup in these conditions, I wonder? AR Gamer now might be the one to go and take those risks on the slicks if he's got the dry setup, because his setup is going to be a lot better in these conditions that we're good. Surely it's going to be DRS enabled soon. At the moment the track is taking a while to dry out, maybe a couple more laps though, as McKenna already all over the back of Matt, and a gap formed to AR Gamer. AR Gamer unable to keep up with McKenna, and the guys ahead, Snari already creating a gap as well. It's starting to get exciting. What's going to happen here? Who's going to be the first to pull the trigger? Is anybody going to pull the trigger? The other side of it is as well is that once it dries out, these tyres, these intermediate tyres, start overheating, and when they overheat they become a lot harder to control, and got a yellow flag there somewhere. It looks like a Red Bull has spun. It is nice. That's very unfortunate for him. He's got no front wing as well. He's surely going to pit now and go for the slicks as well. He's got to take that gamble, and maybe it could prove big for him as well if he gets onto the slicks. He's got to get around the track now with no front wing though. Wesley is retired as well. He's out of the race. He's out of the race entirely. We're going to follow on board with Nicely to see where he is and what he's done. As Nicely very slowly.
And there's a safety car.
It's another safety car. Everybody's going to pile into the pit. Surely you go for the drive.
Oh, Tunari
does not.
Pit.
Tunari doesn't. Matt doesn't pit either. McKenna doesn't pit. AR Gamer does. And so does Samim. He's going to double stack here. They are going to double stack, and it's going to be the slicks. You're going to got to get the slicks on at this stage. Drive-through penalty for Gurla. Well, that is very unfortunate for him. He has got speeding under the safety car. He was not paying attention to his tail there. A lot of people are going for the gamble here and are coming in for the slicks. Big problem here for Samim though is the double stack. He's going to lose out to Smelto in the pits. Mediums on for AR Gamer, mediums on for Samim, and mediums on for Smelto as well. Lots of people taking this risk here. Tipsy Bob up into P8 because he did not take the risk, and it's a big risk. I mean, it's a big risk either way, to be honest. No, it's anybody's guess what is going to happen here. Look at how slippy Samim looks on these mediums as well. And maybe
also,
the mediums were the wrong choice as well. Maybe the softs were the ones to go for as well, especially with the track drying up. The grip is higher on the softs as well, but everybody's going for the mediums. That's an interesting choice.
I mean, you also have to remember, right? There's no reason for Tunari to pit if you think about it, because I know their tires might overheat, but the safety cars laps, right? It'll be like, let's say 2 more or 3 more laps, and do you think Samim and AR Gamer, Schmelto and whatever, right, can overtake all the cars on the intermediates in front of them and then overtake...
Smelto's around, and he's got into the wall and lost his wing. It's proven very difficult to control these tyres under these conditions. It's hard to get the temp in them, it's hard to get the grip there. But Samim is getting them going. AR Gamer, yeah, it's going to be difficult for them to overtake for sure. But if it dries up and you get DRS, everybody in front of them is going to jump into the pits immediately. 5 laps to go. They're almost certain to jump in. The tyre difference between intermediates and dries on a dry track is huge.
Of course, but you have to remember that they won't have many laps left to overtake them. As you can see by all the cars.
Much time difference between them either, because they're going to be bunched up thanks to this safety car.
That's correct.
And the more time under the safety car, the more time that is playing into these dry runners' hands. They've all taken a big gamble. Whether or not this track ever dries up, though, is another question as well. Because we saw this when me and Tildo came 1 and 2 in Spa. It was raining for a long time before the track got wet, and it can go the other way as well. It can be dry for a long time before the track dries out. But yeah, why medium, says Leslie Soft, we are unsure. Softs would have been the better choice, and we've got Gerler at the back there, a long way off, so we're probably going to get the full 4 laps under the safety car before it comes in. The longer we get under the safety car, the more time these guys in the dries have got to get their tyres into a working window. But it's tough to get these tyres into a working window in the wet because the track's cold. It's hard to get the tyres in there without trying to spin up the tyres. But we will not know until things get going again, really, which is the better tyre.
It might also be difficult to overtake the 10 drivers in front of them. I mean, AR Gamer has to go through 10 drivers on the intermediates to get to Tonari, right? And include that with maybe carnage when the track maybe dries up, right? Let's say the track dries up, all the intermediate drivers overheated tires, and then there'll be maybe some spins, I think. Definitely some spins, right? And there could be some more carnage that can ruin the race. I mean, AR Gamer really has to drive very well and very cleanly as well, because this can be dangerous, right? He has to drive clean, and he has to be fast and clinical with his moves for him to get P1 here. That's at least what I'm thinking.
I'm thinking the same as well, but we see Larson there going into the pits. Maybe he's going for dries as well. We'll keep an eye on that. Smelto came back in the pits, changed his swing, and went back to intermediates as also. So that's interesting. Larson goes for the softs. So Larson could be in with a shout of winning this race as well. It's a couple more laps under the safety car before it has to come in. I believe you have to have, like, I think it's 3 laps, I believe, before the end. So lap 33, it will 100% come in regardless of who is where. And I don't know as well whether it's got a limit of 4 laps as well before it comes out. Silver's also in the pits as well. I wonder if he's coming out on dries as well. I'm going to go for the soft tyre. Soft tyres are going to be better in the wet conditions, the drying conditions, than the mediums as well. They're going to be easier to get up to temperature. They're going to have more grip, and they will last as well because we have very few laps remaining. But like you say, is there enough time? The intermediates aren't that bad in dry conditions, especially if it's taking its time to dry up as well. If it's still a little bit of wet on the track, the intermediates can still work and still keep cool. So it's going to be interesting what's going to go on here. We're not going to have safety car in this lap by the looks of things because we still have Gerler all the way at the back in the pits again. This is the 3rd or 4th pit stop under this safety car, and he's still got that drive through to serve when it ends as well. So
I wonder what I wonder what the Alpine strategists are thinking.
Safety car in this lap. Safety car in this lap. So Silver and Gerler are out of this race. Backing it up very late is Tonari because he did not expect that. And trying to get some temp into the tyres. We're going to see now as well, when the green flag goes, how quick these dry tyres are. Whether or not they're going to drop off the back of the intermediates, and whether Smelto's going to eat them for breakfast as well. But a lot of time to go still before the end of the race. 4 laps to go. We're going to have a little mini sprint race here before the end. And Tonari still weaving, has not gone just yet. Matt wants to get a good start. He's up the back of him, and he goes now, does Tonari in the final corner, and McKenda has got such a good jump there on Matt there. He's already down the inside. It looks as though maybe the Finns were talking to each other. McKenda goes for the dive down the inside, but isn't able to make it stick. But given the space and the respect there by Matt, but maybe too much respect and space there by Matt, you have to say, because he's allowed McKenna to get through. And now we've got Crazy Joss in P4 and Haskos in P5, looking for a good finish here. And that's thanks to everybody else pitting for the slicks as well. It looks at the moment, though, Smelto has made short work of two of the intermediate drivers, and Samim struggling already with a penalty. Smelto gets past AR Gamer. The gamble did not pay off. AR Gamer and Samim are losing positions on these mediums. It does not look to be drying up in time, and looks like they've made a big mistake. Matt has lost out to McKenda, maybe giving it up too easily there, and has now got Crazy Joss for company as well. Haskos down in P5, looking to make short work of things, as we've got Silver. It looks as though he's off track at the moment, and yellow flag for him. Gurla in the pits. He's basically serving his drive-through, I believe, unable to catch up to the field before the end. We've got another yellow flag there as well, and it is Naisu as well. He's out of the race. It is a full core safety car again. I'm very surprised at that, because that's going to only last one lap. Is everybody going to dive into the pits? Nope. Everybody stays out. What are you doing to us, EA? Why have you got a safety car for that? Why not a VSC? What is wrong with the VSC, boys? One lap safety car then, because it has to come in at the end of this lap, because there's no time left at the end of the race. Otherwise, you've got to have 2 laps of racing minimum, the way the game's rules work. You cannot finish with a safety car in the game like you can in real life. And yeah, this is going to be a bit of a damn squib ending to this one, unfortunately. Very where's Michael Massey when you need him? Eh?
Yeah, I mean, Michael Massey with his machine guns and his whole mafia squad, you know? He is the boss, the mafia boss. It seems like it is drying up, though. This can really play well into Larson's hands, specifically on the softs. With 2 laps left, 2 racing laps left, and we're on the softs. Maybe we can get past all of them if our AR gamers and Meme and Larson work together. Smelto as well, yes, on the mediums. Oh, no, Smelto's on the intermediates.
I think the guys on the intermediates have got enough time and gap in cars between them and the soft runner and medium runners to still win the race in 2 laps. It's too much, bridge too far. More laps into the safety car, says Kiko. Oh. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but it is going to be just this one. It's surely like it's got to come in this lap. It's going to say safety car in this lap as we come down to these final corners. Surely.
I was more thinking maybe they could salvage a bad situation in that way.
Safety car in this lap, like I say. So yeah, there we go. 1 lap under the safety car, bunches everybody up. Well, I don't know why we couldn't do a VSC for that. Really don't know. Nicely was the one who caused that. I didn't even see how that happened or which corner that happened in. But we're going to get underway.
Was the corner right behind this one?
Yeah. Unfortunate for him as well. Nicely was having a good race. He was on for points. He was having good battles with people as well. So I wonder what happened there. Whether it was just a lapse of concentration or contact, we'll never know. We'll see after the race, I suppose. But another restart here from Tenari, and now he's got McKenda for company as well. And as for the last restart as well, I wonder whether or not Tenari and McKenda, both being Finns, whether or not they were working together. It doesn't look as though McKenda's got the jump on him this time. Maybe McKenda is going to give Tenari the win for this championship. He didn't seem to be trying particularly hard to get the jump, but behind, Crazy Joss going round the outside of Matt, unable to get the move. But Haskos may be looking at the inside of him now as well. Is he going to go for the move into turn 2? Haskos all over the back of Crazy Joss now. Goes for the late move and goes for the lunge. Is he going to get it? No, he didn't get enough of an overlap there at all and has to back out. But Matt is safe for now. Tenari is safe for now. Looks like McKenda and Tenari are working together for the last one.
There's a big crash!
AR Gamer is out. A big crash at the back, like you say.
Yeah, Tipsy Bob spins. Tipsy Bob spins and he's in the middle of the track. And he can't do anything. He's sideways in the middle of a track, and I just see AR Gamer just fucking, the bad word, mucking, let's use that, driving into the side of him. What an unfortunate accident, as AR Gamer was actually gonna overtake Smelto there. And I mean, this is just ruined both of their races.
Yeah, that's
maybe
very,
Silver
very
can get points this race as well.
So maybe he can still get back in the points, but he has a couple of penalty there as well, so that's going to cost him big. Those penalties not causing things, but look at the track, it's very, very dry now, but he's got no space on the track to get past, but he's much, much quicker than these guys. Maybe he can overtake a few. Look at how much grip he's got compared to the intermediates, but unable to get past. Look at that, fastest lap there from McKenda. Is Samim going to beat that as he comes across the line? No, he's not, but Samim, lots more grip than Smelto at the moment. Smelto looking to defend it, but also looking to get past. He's going to go for the dive, and he's going to go for 2. cars there is Tamim, and what a move there. He gets up the inside. Vietje manages to get the switchback, but he gets Smelto in the end, and he goes to go for the dive now in the inside up to turn 2. But Smelto, he gets blocked in there by Vietje, unable to get past. But Smelto, look at this. Tamim is being very aggressive. He needs to do all he can to gain the positions back, and he's unable to get past there into turn 4. Very dangerous move there, trying to get over. Oh, he hits the back of him. Tipsy Bob is retired in the pits as well. He's given up.
I mean, this must be so frustrating.
I'm going to lose my
voice. This must be so frustrating for Samim, considering he's so much faster on these times, but he just can't seem to get past him. And this is what I said earlier. I mean, you can be faster by 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 4 seconds. It doesn't matter if you can't get past him.
Oh, big bump there as well. But he's going to get the move done now. Gets up the inside into turns 12 and gets the position in the end. But he's looking very, very fast. But we are on the final lap. And it looks like Tonari is coming around the final corner now. Is going to win. And look at McKenna looking up the inside already as well. And Matt's there as well. Big wobble there from McKenna as well. And Matt's going to get McKenna on the line. He gets P2. What a finish there at the front. As McKenna made a big mistake there trying to get the win. But Tonari wins the Hungarian Grand Prix. And the gamble did not pay off there in the end. And looks like Larson managed to catch Samim in the end as well. So it didn't work out. Samim maybe got a bit of a bump there that we missed at the end. As well as we called the action at the front.
Penalty.
I
think it was his 3-second penalty.
Yeah, but Samim out of the points in the end. AR Gamer, Tipsy Bob, Eagle Ghost, Wesley, Kiriakidis, Papa Dimitri out of the race altogether. Smeldo manages to do well to recover into the points after pitting twice into that last safety, second to last safety car. What an exciting
And Gula gets the
race.
fastest lap as well.
Yeah,
Gula gets fastest lap.
No point for that, I believe, because he finishes at the back of the grid, not the top 10. And I am losing my voice. Driver of the day goes to McKenna from the game. We're not going to give it to him at all because we expect McKenna to do that kind of thing, go from the back to the podium, and not to mention that he messed it up in the final corner and lost P2 to Matt. But well done, Matt, for keeping his nose in there and winning that P2 in the end. Who do you think deserves driver of the day? I believe it's got to be go to Grazy Joss or somebody like that, maybe.
I think Tonari, to be honest. I don't
like giving it to the race winners, but he has gone from P5 to the win, and he did it by making overtakes on track as well. Grazy Josh went from P6, Haskos went from P11 to P5.
That's also impressive, and Virchi as well. Also going from P15 to P8 by driving a decently clean race, right?
And strong points. Andy defended extremely well there at the end from Samim. He put his car in the perfect spot. As well. Grazy Joss with a clean race as well. And Matt, you can't really say you're going to get in because he led the race for the entirety and then started making mistakes when it mattered the most. I think it's a tough one. Chat, what do you think? Who deserves driver of the day from this? So,
can I just put another point in for Tonari? Like, just, well, so my thought process with him, right? If you looked at the early laps, he just went for it. Overtaking. When he was behind AR Gamer, he chose to not take risks and just chose to drive as cleanly as possible, waiting for his moment where he could just overtake him. And, well, he got him at some point, right? And he drove so cleanly, overtaking both AR Gamer and then Matt after that in the same lap, right? And getting P1 and staying P1 for the rest of the race, not taking any risks with some dumb pit stop or anything. Not that it was dumb, but, you know, you can't really say anything because the safety cars really did really put a spanner in the works, as they say. And I mean,
I certainly agree with that. Like, if chat thinks any differently, well, tough. We were going with Tonari because I definitely think he deserves it. He drove a fantastic race today. He kept it clean. He took his opportunities where he needed them to in 4 positions to get the win. In these conditions as well. The patience that he showed. Maybe he had a little bit of help from his compatriot McKenna at that penultimate safety car restart to maybe create a gap there as well. And maybe a little bit of help as well at the final corner as well to block Matt as well. But he did everything that he needed to do today. So, yeah, maybe we'll go with that as well. So, guys, please get into the chat for interviews. We've got Joel there. We'll bring him in for an interview. Joel, points in the end, decent finish. You rather like these conditions, do you not? The mayhem that it causes can sometimes work in your favour. Talk us through your race.
There wasn't enough mayhem for my liking today. Not at the start of the race. I didn't really have any pace. After I pit, I was the first onto the inters, I think, which was the right decision, but I couldn't get to grips with them at all. And I think I lost like 7 to 9 seconds to Makenda in that stint before the safety car came out, which was really where I lost most of my positions. But I managed to gain them back again with people pitting for dries, and then the other safety car, which you couldn't really predict, coming out right at the end. I was thinking, should I pit for the dries under the last safety car, and that would have been the right decision because I wouldn't have lost. I would have lost like 5 positions. But I thought that the safety car would come in with 1 lap to go, but obviously it was 3, so that might have been a better decision. But anyway, first points in a while, I think. that I haven't bottled, so P7, I can't complain.
Yeah, certainly not. But did you ever think? I mean, obviously you thought about the risk there of the softs, but it didn't. Or the would you go for the softs or the mediums as well? The other question I was going to
I'll
ask,
go
but
for the softs.
it definitely didn't work out for everybody else. None of the people who pitted for this dry tyres at that stage gained positions. They all lost quite a few, and those who stayed out gained big as well. But as you say, first points in a while, and any point on the board at this stage is going to be good news. Yeah, that's going to gain you a few positions in the championship as well.
Yeah, a solid start to the second half of the season. I'm restarting. I'm going to drive properly now. I was just messing around in the first half, but now I'm actually going to drive.
Yeah, I'm sure Lewis Hamilton said the same thing the last 2 seasons as well. But yeah, I mean, it's a decent race in the end. Good points. And next race out, how do you feel about that one? Let me just check exactly which it's going to be.
I don't know what track it is.
It is Spain.
I think I'm okay at that. It's not my favourite, but I don't think it's anyone's favourite. But I'll do my usual 3 laps of TT before the race and jump in and see what I can do. Because that's been working a lot better for me recently.
Ocean Chief is in chat, giving asking some questions here. Pace, never heard of it. He says, "Are you taking the pace? Pace off, you mother pacer." He says. So, what is your response to Chief on that front?
Pace off.
Pace off. Okay, brilliant. Well, we'll leave it there. Thank you very much for your time there, Joe. We'll move on swiftly with the interviews because I'm losing my voice here, I have to admit. But thank you very much for your time, and congratulations on some solid points.
Thanks.
She'll bring in Matt next and drop Joel out. But yeah, Matt, fantastic race in the end. You led it for the majority, and one mistake, and Tenari took full advantage of that mistake, and then made no mistakes himself. But you did manage to pip Makenda to P2 in the end. That must have been very satisfying.
Yes, it truly was. I was a bit confused at the second restart. I did yeah, overall the race was good, so I've got nothing to complain about, except that big mistake that could have actually cost me the race, because sliding on that curb is very easy, and to keep the car composed on this curb is harder, so yeah, overall it was a good race.
Yeah, I have to say you did a good job saving it, really, and not collecting Tenari, as he just pretty much sent it straight away, thinking that you were off to Narnia. But you came back on track pretty quick. Didn't really go off track and rejoin badly, I would say. I think you were on track pretty much the entire time. But good job saving it, and good job beating Makenda. But what was your thoughts going through in that final corner? Because it looked as though maybe Makenda was about to collect you as well. Was it a Cole Brown
I
moment?
thought as well. Yeah, it was a very, very... all through the lap, Makenda was sliding because maybe, yeah, he said in the chat he had maximum pressures, so he was sliding all the way, and I saw it. Maybe I went for the inside and after I went to the inside for the last corner, on the last lap, just showing my nose, and maybe he got on the throttle a bit too quick. I don't know, but he lost it. I truly was scared, and I just flat out till the finish line.
Yeah, did a decent job, pipped him just about as well. We've got Leslie in the chat, your biggest fan by the looks of things, singing Super Matt, Super Matt. Matt, anything you want to say to Leslie at all?
Anything I want to say to Leslie?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for bringing me to SLR. And thank you for the trust you've got in me. And I will keep pushing, even if it's not only for you, but there's always some victory for you that I will dedicate to you anyway.
And finally, it's a big win for you in terms of the championship over AR Gamer. You're almost certainly taking second place off of him this evening, and a big gap going to be jumping between at least 17 points now between you and AR Gamer. Tanari's going to be difficult to catch, though, is he not? The man is unbelievably consistent.
Yeah, he is very, very consistent. I gotta say props to him for that consistency, because we don't see that too often in league racing in general. So yeah, GG to him for the race win and for his consistency.
Yeah. You never know what can happen though, so keep your nose in. A couple of DNFs for him. You know, talk to Smalto, see what you can do, and yeah, maybe you're back in with a shout. So don't give up just yet, but we shall let you go off and enjoy the rest of your evening, and yeah, see if we can find somebody else to interview. But thank you very much for your time.
Yes,
Thank
thank you, man.
Thank you for commentating, guys.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
So nobody else left for interview. I would love to interview AR Gamer
You
and
have
find
to-
out what happened to him, but I'm
you really-
in a bit of a mood at the moment.
I'm gonna be honest. You have to see the clip of AR Gamer hitting Tipsy Bob. That was. I saw the crash with my own eyes. That was, whoa! Like, it looked insane. I'm not gonna lie.
Is it in the general chat? Because I'm wondering if I can get it on the stream if we can do that. Is it in
I
general?
have
Where is it?
no idea. I think you should have to press the link on the. I can add you. Kebab. Why is your name Kebab? Actually, I didn't get the explanation for it. Because I didn't ask. I think.
My name's Kebab. It's my nickname in real life, but I now see this clip now of AR Gamer hitting Tipsy Bob. It's very unfortunate. I don't know if I can. I can't change the details of Streamlabs mid-stream, so I don't know if I'll ever be able to show the stream that. I'm trying. It's not.
If you
working.
press the link, right, you have to press like the blue. You get the timestamp. I don't think you get it if you just press like the video itself on Discord.
No, the problem is whether or not I'm going to be able to get it into the source into. Nah, I don't think that's worth trying. Into the Streamlabs system kind of thing. Well, yeah, I don't think it's too much effort to try and do that. But yeah, just as an explanation for people, yeah, it looks as though Tipsy Bob lost it on the exit to turn 3, going into turn 4. Ended up sideways on the track, and then I don't think AR Gamer had anywhere to go. It looked like a big old whack. So very unfortunate for AR Gamer. But with nobody else left to interview, we're going to have to wrap it up there. It's been a pleasure commentating with you, Pluto. Though,
Yeah,
so
thank you.
Fantastic evening, very entertaining. As even if my voice is going, I'm very sore, very scratchy throat at the moment.
I mean, you've been the main man in the commentary booth, I must say. I've just been sitting here.
Yeah, good luck trying to shut me up, man. I can talk the highlights off a donkey. It's really my favourite thing to do is flap my lips. Don't worry about that. But yeah,
I mean, it's fine. I love it. You're very good at it.
Yeah, we'll probably do it again in future. But don't forget, guys, to like and subscribe. We like those like buttons. It helps us get more drivers into the league. So get on it. And yeah, thank you very much for your time. We shall see you tomorrow for Tier 1. And take care. Have a good weekend.
Yep. Take care, everyone.